Students, let's begin with our new paper, that is CHO 5403, Biomolecules, Organic Chemistry of Drug Design and Chiral Drugs. So myself, Dr. Rahul Bhondwe, I am working as a assistant professor in Department of Chemistry. So friends, let's see the syllabus of 5403, that is Biomolecules, Organic Chemistry of Drug Design and Chiral Drugs. So friends, hope this syllabus you have downloaded from the website. I have just screenshot from this syllabus. So if it is not clear, please download it from the website. Okay, so there are few points which we are covering in this paper, that is advanced carbohydrates, then chiron approach. Third point is amino acids, proteins, enzymes and lipids. The fourth one is organic chemistry of drug design. So in brief, we will learn about the role of organic chemists in the drug design, and finally the chiral drugs. As you know that the chirality have the huge impact on the drug activity. So the last point we will covering the chiral drugs. Okay, so these 5 points we will going to cover in next few lectures. So as I will start with my favorite topic, that is amino acids, proteins, enzymes and lipids. So let's discuss this point number 3. This is the amino acids, proteins, enzymes and lipids. So in brief, I will introduce these concepts to you guys. So let's define amino acids. So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. Okay, I am not going to explain about their structure. Just now we are going to consider the simplest definition of amino acids. So amino acids are building blocks of proteins, and I will say that amino acids are the monomers of proteins. Okay, so what are the proteins? So proteins are the large biomolecules, or I will say macromolecules, consist of one or more long chains of amino acids. Okay, so as you know that the amino acids are the essential unit of proteins, and proteins are the essential unit of any living body. Okay, so next concept or term we will consider, this is the enzymes. So what are the enzymes? So I will say that enzymes are special type of proteins. They are special type of protein. They act as a biological catalyst in our body. Okay, and as you know that the catalyst help for the accelerating the chemical reactions. So enzymes are nothing but are special type of protein. They have the role of biological catalyst in our body. And lastly, the lipids. As you know that the fatty acid and etc. They are called as lipids. So lipids are the molecule that contains hydrocarbon and make up the building blocks of the structure and the function of living cell. So all these 4 essential things we will study in our syllabus. So I will start with the amino acids. So friends, alpha amino acids. So amino acids are called as alpha amino acids because in amino acid we have both the groups. Okay, both the groups, that is NH2 we called as amino, and the COOH group we called as a carboxylic. Okay, carboxyl group. So this alpha amino acid contains both the group NH2 as well as COOH, and they are bound to a same carbon. This pink carbon is consisting of NH2 as well as COOH group. So this carbon is called as alpha carbon. So to this alpha carbon, NH2 and COOH are attached. So this is called as a alpha amino acids. So friends, there are different types of side chains. Okay, this alpha carbon bears different kinds of side chains. So according to side chain, the name and function of this alpha amino acid changes. So in a there are nearly all polypeptides. So from the animals and plants we have amino acids, or these polypeptides are constructed of amino acids. So friends, there are 20 standard alpha amino acids. Okay, there are 20 standard alpha amino acids, and most of the naturally or all of the naturally occurring amino acids are of L configuration, okay, except glycine. Glycine is not a chiral. That's why it is accepted from or it is different from the other its derivatives. Okay, so friends, so as the side chain varies, the properties and function of amino acids differs. So there are total 10 essential amino acids versus 10 non-essential amino acids. Okay, so all the amino acids coexist in two forms. Either it will be in this unionized form, this is unionized form having NH2 and COOH, as well as there might be a ionic form, or commonly called as a zwitterion. Okay, zwitterion. So in zwitterion we have this NH3 in plus form and COO in minus form. So we have minus and plus charge in the same group, so it is called as a zwitterionic form. Okay, so let's see how the amino acids are classified. So amino acids are classified by their nature, that is polar and non-polar. So we have non-polar amino acids and polar amino acids. So if we consider these 20 amino acids, we have non-polar, I will say neutral or non-polar 9 amino acids, and in polar we have again neutral acid and basic amino acids. Okay, so I think non-polar and polar are the same concept we use for the solvents. So I hope you understood the non-polar and polar concepts. So in non-polar, all the amino acids, that is 9 amino acids, are neutral. In polar we have 6 neutral, 2 acidic and 3 basic amino acids. Okay, so if we calculate this, 9 plus 6, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So these are the 20 amino acids classified as non-polar, polar, and again in polar we have neutral, acidic and basic amino acids. Let's see why this behavior or why they behave differently in polar and non-polar way. Okay, so let's see what are the non-polar alpha amino acids. As you know that non-polars, that means there is no polar group in this molecule, only we have alkyl or aromatic chains. So the compounds or amino acids which contains the alkyl chain are called as non-polar amino acid. There is no polar group in this side chain. So if we start with the glycine, we have hydrogen, and this is a alanine, we have CH3, valine we have this isopropyl group, and so on. Okay, we have side chains like this, either they are aromatic or aliphatic side chains. That's why this is called as a non-polar amino acids. There are 9 non-polar amino acids, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So friends, you need to remember how they are classified. So remember these 9 names. First is glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, proline, phenylalanine, methionine and tryptophan. I got this very nice slide from the internet, and the below line or the next line shows the how these amino acids are pronounced. So glycine, okay, glycine. Most of the chemistry names are difficult to pronounce, so they have given us hint. Glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, okay, isoleucine, proline, phenylalanine, methionine and tryptophan. This is how this slide helps us for the pronunciation. So I think these 9 amino acid non-polar amino acids you have understood. Let's see another 11. So in polar, let's see first the neutral amino acid. So polar means, you know that if we have the polar groups like OH, NH, SS, CONH, then it is called as a polar. So some of the polar amino acids are neutral. So what are the neutral amino acids in polar category? We have serine, cysteine, threonine, asparagine, glutamine and tyrosine. Okay, so slowly we will understood the structure, or I will teach you how to remember these structures. So for the time being, just try to pronounce or remember this name. So these are the 6 amino acids which are neutral. They are polar but they are neutral. Which one? Serine, cysteine, okay, cysteine, threonine, asparagine, glutamine, and tyrosine. Okay, so friends, let's see the acidic now. So polar but acidic amino acids are, there are only two are acidic in nature. So first is aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So friends, it's very easy to remember these two because they are in acidic in nature, so we are putting acid in front of them. Okay, first is aspartic acid and second is glutamic acid. Okay, these are the two polar acidic amino acids. Now let's see the last three, that is a polar but basic amino acids. They are histidine, lysine, and arginine. Okay, they have NH or NH2 group, so that's why they are behaving like a basic amino acid. So these are the histidine, lysine, and arginine. So these are the very important slides to remember the polar and non-polar amino acids, whereas acidic, basic, and neutral amino acids. Also, they have given how we can pronounce these amino acids. So friends, I have the list of amino acids and how they are abbreviated in the chemistry. So I have this 20 amino acid. First is alanine. In the 3 letter is demonstrated as ALA, and in 1 letter we have A. Okay, in DNA there are amino acids and the linking. So this 1 letter is used there for the showing the bonding. Okay, so alanine is represented as ALA and A. Arginine again contains A, so it is abbreviated as ARG, or in 1 letter it is R. In asparagine is ASN and N, and so on. So okay, so please write down these amino acids and their short forms. So they are denoted like 3 letter as well as in 1 letter. So this is how the 20 amino acids are shown in 3 letter and single letter code. Okay, these are the codes for these amino acids. So friends, let's see the last point of this lecture, that is the properties of amino acids. So as we already know that there are some neutral and some basic as well as acidic amino acids. So why this happen? When there are positive and negative charge in the molecule, it is in the deuterion form, this compound behaves as a neutral. But if we have CO minus, as you know that minus is can abstract the proton, so it will be treated as a basic amino acid, whereas if we have NH3, it will lose this proton, so it will be considered as a acidic amino acid. So pH 1 is acidic, pH 13 is basic, and pH 7 is neutral amino acids. So friends, here is a very nice graph showing the acidity of the or acid base properties of the amino acids. So initially we have NH3 plus, so it is behaving like a proton donor and it is acting as a acidic. So this range from around 4 to 7, it is in mostly in deuterion form, so it will be behaving like neutral, and after that NH2 CH2 CO minus, so it will abstract the proton, so it will behaving like a acidic. So we have low pH NH3 plus acid. In neutral pH we have CO minus as well as NH3 plus is a neutral, and in high pH we have CO minus, that is it is behaving like a base. Okay, so these are the acid base properties and deuterion form of amino acids. So so friends, amino acids are used for the peptide synthesis, and we will learn about their property in the next lecture. So in the next lecture, first we will learn about the synthesis method for the amino acid. There are very different methods used for the synthesis of amino acids. We will learn about these synthetic methods for the amino acids, as well as we will learn about the biosynthesis of amino acids. So all about introduction of amino acid is here. So if you have any problem, feel free to ask me. Thank you.